What's up, Menace soldiers? I'm the Alliance. Welcome back to another Friday Funday. Today, I have a very interesting video. It's a different one. And what it is, it's from What Culture. They have a video where this guy pretty much asked Rian Johnson some questions about Snoke's backstory and why he left it out of The Last Jedi. This is going to be a smaller video, but it's pretty interesting for what they said. And I kind of want to give my own opinions on it too. So I'm going to let the video play a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of be jumping in here and there to just kind of give my impressions and stuff like that. So for more Star Wars content, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn notifications. Now, let's begin. This is pretty interesting, so I recommend you guys just, listen. It's an interesting conversation. Okay.
With Rian Johnson, and naturally put a couple of questions to him about Star Wars, and boy whiz gee gosh darn howdy did some stuff come up about Snoke, specifically why he didn't bother to explain his backstory and just instead... Which is weird because in the wake of The Force Awakens, a lot of fans were asking questions like, who is Snoke? How is he so powerful? Where did he come from? How come when I wear a bathrobe I look like a sex offender but he looks pretty badass? Now, a lot of fans were just blown away by the twist of not addressing it at all and killing him off, but by contrast, a lot of fans were quite angry because that was a great plot thread that was just now never going to be developed. Me? Oh, thank you for asking. I was somewhere in the middle. I thought it was a really, really great moment in the film, but f***ing hell, I did want some answers. So yes, James pushed him on it, and it turns out that his answer is just... Well, hang on, I've got it here. You have to remember, he said, I wrote the movie before The Force Awakens came out, so I didn't write it in the context of, oh, all these people on Reddit are speculating he's Darth Pelagius or whatever. It's not like I read those theories and decided to defy them. To me, and this is a really good bit, it just wasn't a question that I felt very interested in, mostly because I didn't feel like the character of Rey would be interested in it. Okay, it's not Snoke's story, so in that way he's very similar to the Emperor in the first trilogy, where we know exactly what we need to know about him. He's the powerful, shadowy Emperor behind Vader in the first one, and now Kylo in this one. So frankly, and hold on to your arses here, it never occurred to me to suddenly drop the whole movie to explain his origins because it didn't feel germane to the story. I mean, fair enough, mate, it's your film, but I'm sure a lot of fans would argue that it was maybe just a little bit germane to the story, and that if I was Rey, personally, don't know about you, but I might want to know things about the really scary, big, evil, shadowy, force-using monster that I was going to have to fight at some point. But I mean, yeah, each to their own. So, yeah, any thoughts on that?
Okay, yes, I do have thoughts. Thank you for asking, sir. Okay, so when he said... Let me see if I can find it quick.
Wrote the movie before The Force Awakens came out,
So that line right there really bothers me. I understand that they kind of had like deadlines while The Force Awakens was kind of going, but when you're making a sequel to a film, you should know every aspect about the predecessor's film, right? Does that make sense? I think that either Rian Johnson, they really kept him in the dark about The Force Awakens for some reason, or he's just lying, because that's bullcrap. I'm sorry. Coming from not only just a fan perspective, which I'm a massive fan. I have my own Star Wars YouTube channel, if you didn't know. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Anywho, not only that, but like, how would you skip over such a character like what Snoke could have been? Do you know? When I hear the comparison of Snoke and the Emperor, I get that whole comparison, but still, it doesn't really add up really to me, personally. The Emperor, I never really wondered much about him because I knew he was the Emperor. You know, he was just really powerful because he was Vader's master, whatever. With Snoke, you could say, well, we know Snoke's powerful because he is Kylo's master, and, it's all that, but we don't know anything about Snoke. Do you know? If you look at it from the present sense, now, Palpatine we know everything about, pretty much, for the prequels are around. Snoke is legit just like a phantom. No, we don't know anything about him. Do you know? And I think this was very disrespectful for Rian to do. From a standpoint of a Star Wars fan, I was kind of in the middle with The Last Jedi. When I first saw it, I kind of liked it. But then as time has gone on, I saw it a second time. I saw it a third time. And I've kind of like absorbed more of the story and thought about it and ran different like conversations with other people and just thinking about it for myself, and it's kind of a disappointment. And I think it might have really been because of Rian Johnson. I don't like to put the blame on all the directors, because sometimes it's really not just the director's fault, but I think that Rian Johnson, he was so busy trying to make something different that he forgot to make it great. And that's sad. Oh man. Oh man, this just hearing this today, that's why I had to make this video today, just to let my opinions go, release it now, and I'm officially saying that I am disappointed in Rian Johnson. I've defended him in the past, but after hearing this, this breaks me. Like that's it. You know, I can no longer defend Rian Johnson for his decisions. I want to keep continuing just for a second. I want to state something else.
Didn't write it in the context of, oh, all these people on Reddit are speculating he's Darth Pelagius or whatever.
It's supposed to be Pelagius, but that's alright.
It's not like I read those theories and decided to defy them. To me, and this is a really good bit, it just wasn't a question that I felt very interested in, mostly because I didn't feel like the character of Rey would be interested in it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is so bad of a call. Oh my lord. Rey comes to Snoke and goes, I don't want to know anything about you, I just want you dead. Are you kidding me? Look at his face. Look at the guy's face on this video. Even he knows it's BS. That is such bullcrap. Oh my gosh. Dude. Okay, I want to get to something else too. Here we go.
Okay, it's not Snoke's story, so in that way he's very similar to the Emperor in the first trilogy, where we know
we already acknowledged his part, so
exactly what we need to know about him.
No, we don't. We know he's strong. We know that he has really powerful strength, and we haven't seen him the last 7 films before this one. Oh, sorry, 9 films if you want to count Rogue One. We know nothing about Snoke. He came out of nowhere, okay? The Emperor was at least established in the world, technically speaking. You know, we knew there was an Emperor. And Snoke, we have no idea who he is, where he came from. Ridiculous.
He's the powerful, shadowy Emperor behind Vader in the first one, and now Kylo in this one. So frankly, and hold on to your arses here, it never occurred to me to suddenly drop the whole movie to explain his origins, because it didn't feel germane to the story.
No. You don't have to drop the whole movie. When Snoke, Rey, and Kylo are all in the throne room, and Snoke's just going over his traditional bad guy monologues. You know how they just kind of explain whatever to the person. They could be like, you know, I felt a power like yours before, Rey, blah 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 blah, in a Skywalker, or you know, blah blah blah. This is how I gained my power. This is where I came from, and this is how I've become so powerful, and why I can't let you stop me. Do you know? An extra 3 minutes of just monologue. Maybe even 2 minutes if you really want to fit it in. You don't got to put a whole 10-minute flashback into the story. I mean, think about it. There is a half-assed romance between Finn and Rose in this film that really didn't have to be in there, considering Canto Bight was like twice as long as it had to be. And it was pretty much just thrown in there for just social justice warrior bullcrap. Do you know what I mean? And even the whole Poe subplot, you know, that could be taken out altogether, or at least modified and made better. I just think Rian Johnson, he dropped the ball, you know, and I am disappointed in Rian Johnson. And this video right here, just explaining this, just hearing his thoughts and his reasoning, it doesn't add up for me. You know, it doesn't work for me. I don't think that's good. I don't agree with it. You know, some people may. I personally don't. Look at this guy's face. He can see the BS in it. It's just so funny because, like, it's disappointing. It's funny that it's disappointing, but it's also sad because it's disappointing, and I feel bad for that. But I mean, that's just how it is. When I saw this video yesterday, I wanted to just go over my ideas on this, my thoughts, my reasonings, And I'm glad I got it out there. There might be a little bit more.
I mean, fair enough, mate. It's your film, but I'm sure a lot of fans would argue that it was maybe just a little bit germane to the story.
Yes.
And that if I was Ray, personally, don't know about you, but I might want to know things.
Yes.
About the really scary, big, evil, shadowy, force-using monster that I was going to have to fight at some point. But I mean, yeah, each to their own.
Now, I'm being more critical about things. He's kind of being more sarcastic about his sadness towards it, but it is ridiculous. You know, I'm officially rolling Rian Johnson as a disappointment to Star Wars. Not saying the film is awful. I'm not saying the film is great. And the problem is the film is so plain, mediocre. It gives it gives a presence of which it's taking chances, but it really isn't. And that's the saddest part about it. Rian Johnson, they dropped the ball, dude. Hopefully J.J. Abrams can come and pick up that ball and score in the next film. Maybe we'll get a little bit of explanation on the Snoke. I'm still of the opinion that Snoke is just a puppet being used by like a stronger being somewhere farther in the galaxy. Thought process being like something like Valkorion and Darth Vitiate from the Old Republic. I think that'd be a really cool concept. It would explain how he's so powerful, and that there is technically, although Snoke, the body of Snoke is dead, there is still the actual person who was controlling Snoke still out there somewhere, you know, that not even Kylo knows about. So that's what I'm hoping. I think that JJ may kind of do that to kind of backpedal, and maybe that could actually be Plagueis even. I don't know. I think if you were going to connect the entire trilogy together, Snoke should have been a being like Plagueis. It didn't have to be Plagueis specifically, but something along those lines. And I think that might have been the ball was dropped there. Our theories just weren't explored as well as they should have been, and that's sad. So that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, this was supposed to be more of just me kind of giving my opinions on this story and how I now am officially enrolling Rian Johnson as a disappointment for the Star Wars franchise, and it is sad. Not necessarily saying, like I said, the movie's not awful. It is disappointing, however, and I really am scared for Rian Johnson's actual trilogy. Honest now, like this scares me now for those films. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it not that big of a deal? Let me know in the comments below. Does this really bother you? Let me know in the comments below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn notifications for more Star Wars fun. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.